Good morning. Thank you for being here. There's going to be a lot to digest and remember on this day. First of all, it's 7/11. We could always remember that, the swearing in on 7/11. It's an all-star day for two all-stars. They're going to play baseball on your special day. But in all seriousness, thank all of you for being here, family and friends and co-employees, to celebrate really what sort of a big milestone, I think, in someone's career, when both other elected officers and officials, including myself, have just said, this is the right person for the right job at the right time in one of the most critical parts of our city's history. So it sort of goes in the Wikipedia history books when we get this kind of challenge. And my staff, I don't know how they decide who goes first. They either go in terms of intelligence or good looks or seniority. I have no idea the criteria, but however it was decided, we're going to start with AP and then we're going to move right to Rico. But truly, I'm very happy about this. And so I'll say a few words and we'll go through the formal part of the swearing-in process. So I'll start with AP Diaz. This is, of course, the official oath of office of the city's newest superintendent of Parks and Recreation Department. I will call AP Diaz, although his name is Anthony Paul Diaz, AP, because that's how he's affectionately known. First of all, we have to look at his portfolio. Our parks, our playfields, our community centers. I think we all could agree, particularly here in Seattle, but in our nation, that this is one of the most treasured assets that a mayor takes pride in and the city takes pride in. It's a place where people not only recreate and have peace of mind, they ask themselves sort of how they fit into the world ecosystem and how nature is tied into however their being is. It's sort of that cool thing where people find the rhythm of water and trees and air, and hopefully a city is the great steward of that asset, so people could families could sort of find that peace with earth, I sort of say. That's how I look at our asset system, a place where people could be mentored, could be taught. I personally grew up in our park system, and I just had to say that in our nationwide search for a new superintendent, and I'm going to say a few things about you, Chris. Don't worry about it. You're coming, brother. So that as we looked at what kind of leader we wanted, we found our superstar in AP. He was unanimously confirmed by the City Council as the park superintendent. Quite frankly, the people of Seattle deserves a leader like AP. We've been through some tough times as a country and as a city. AP has made his commitment clear, as his employees have made it clear, to keep our parks open, clean, and accessible. He was the executive officer at Los Angeles Parks Department, and I knew he was a proven leader because I had done my research for everyone around you, including Mayor Garcetti and others, and I said what kind of quality I was looking for: transparency, commitment, high energy, high integrity. And your name had come up in a few circles. And I have to tell you, to go off script a little bit, for you to choose to uplift your roots in California, which indeed are deep, and to take a leap of faith with your family and your children and doing what you do, that says a lot about you, and also says a lot about the colleagues around you that you saw something, hopefully, in this ecosystem here, that you said, I can do this. For any of those that have experienced a relocation to another city or another country, they know what I'm talking about. You sort of dip your toe in the water a little bit, and you jumped right in. You had a life jacket on, I hope, but you jumped right in, and we've received you well, and I think that you've just become the star we all thought you could be. Few characteristics that people have said about you: that you are relatable, a caring visionary who brings boundless energy and enthusiasm to his work. He cares about centering equity at our Parks Department, looking to prioritize access for those furthest from opportunity. He is ushering a renewed focus on safety, equitable access, and climate-conscious facilities across our park system. Very approachable and accessible, and an authentic leader who empowers his team to tackle the most pressing challenges. It's no accident that Seattle, as many of you have read, is named the 8th best park system in the nation by the Trust of Public Lands, and which is probably a good segue into leaders at the park system, including Chris Williams and other people on your command staff. Thank you. I can't say command staff. I got my police hat on. My leadership staff. Hopefully you're not commanding anyone there. Of course, you do have park rangers now. Chris, you've been a gracious leader and a person of high integrity and high ability. Thank you. And your team, the team around you. You built a wonderful team. And that was important for me, quite frankly, to recruit someone of this talent. So thank you and others for doing this. And in closing on the part about AP, that I just like you too. You know, some people I work around and they're competent, they're ethical, they have high integrity, and I'm not going to invite them to a cocktail party, but and some people you just like. And AP is just a very likable person. You are too, Greg. Too. I see you looking at. I didn't say that about you on yours, certainly. All of you are likable. Let me clean it up. In fact, all of you are invited to my cocktail party. But you are indeed likable, and I think that's why you're such a strong leader. And so we're going to move on to the official oath of office, which will be administered by our new city clerk, Sharon Dedman. So is this your debut, Sharon? Okay, so the pressure's going to be now on you, and we're so happy that you join us as a city clerk. And the ceremonial pin affix will be by his spouse, Krista Diaz. So Krista could come up as well.
Sorry, I'm going to be a little loud so that the microphone can get me too.
Okay.
All right, so please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Anthony A.P. Diaz,
I, Anthony Paul A.P. Diaz,
swear or affirm
swear
that I possess all of the qualifications
that I possess all of the qualifications
prescribed in the Seattle City Charter
prescribed in the Seattle City Charter
and the Seattle Municipal Code
and the Seattle Municipal Code
for the position of the Superintendent of Seattle Parks and Recreation,
for the position of Superintendent for Seattle Parks and Recreation,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Washington,
the Constitution of the State of Washington,
and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Seattle,
and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Seattle,
and that I will faithfully conduct myself
and that I will faithfully conduct myself
as the Superintendent of Seattle Parks and Recreation.
as the proud Superintendent of Seattle Parks and Recreation.
Awesome, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. We do the pin? Okay. You didn't poke me. She's been waiting to slam that pin. Thank you. Well, thank you so much. Thank you, Mayor Harrell, for believing in me, for seeking me, and for calling me up to service, to be on your team. I, too, like the mayor very, very much.
You're paid to say that.
You know, this is an exciting time. This is a highlight for me in my career. This is a highlight for my family. Can't look over there, going to get emotional, because this is a big challenge. It's an awesome responsibility. And I want to start out by saying and acknowledging first the Indigenous Coast Salish people, because today I became the superintendent of Seattle Parks and Recreation, the 26th superintendent since 1864. But we all know that the original caretakers and stewards of this land came way before us 26, came way before 1864. It's an awesome responsibility to stand in their shoes, to stand in that legacy, and to be given the responsibility to care for our land, for our water, and what it means to our environment. We live in the evergreen state, in the Emerald City, both of those reflective of nature and the endless beauty of this great state of Washington. What also makes this state great is the people that live in it. And I'm excited to lead and champion our parks for social equity and for justice and for good in this city of Seattle. There's so much good in this city. People want to do good. They want to be prosperous. They want to thrive and have health and wellness. And if there's one thing we learned through the pandemic, first of all of us in this room are survivors. We're all survivors. We all went through something incredible. But the one place that we could come to during this difficult time, didn't matter whether you lived in Tokyo or London or Seattle or Atlanta, was our park system, right? For health and wellness. We realized the importance of parks, and now more than ever is the time to amplify the narrative that parks are essential infrastructure to any city, just as important as bridges and highways and schools. They are essential infrastructure. And so I'm really proud to share this department with amazing colleagues who are in this room today, who have worked a lot of time and hours to return our park system to its glory, to let the people of Seattle know that our parks are open and thriving, that we're supporting the mayor's downtown activation plan, but his plan for the entire city, which is simply to have a city that is thriving and that is recognized for the greatness that it is. So I'm the new person in town. You were talking about putting your toe in the water and hopefully with a life jacket. My life jacket is sitting right there. His name's Christopher Williams. Talk about a salt of the earth man. Christopher Williams has a heart of gold. He's a champion, and he has been so embracing of me and my family and so welcoming and giving me the tools for success. I also want to acknowledge something that Mayor Harrell said to me shortly after I accepted the position, and he announced me at Yesler Park with my boss, Audium Emery, the deputy mayor. I sent him a text that day and I said, I'm so honored and excited to join your team and to be here in Seattle. Thank you for choosing me. Thank you for trusting me. And he wrote back, the best text I've ever received from a boss, from a colleague, from an employer. And he said, AP, we are proud to have you here, and I want you to know that you will be afforded the grace to make mistakes and to fail in your new position, because you need to do those things to advance this department forward. I want you to do those things to advance this department forward. And so know that you have a team behind you, starting at the highest level of our city, that will afford you that grace to do well. And so I'm excited for that. I want to thank you for that. And that's amazing. So I close today by acknowledging my family who is here today, my wife, Krista, my daughter, Megan, my son, Max. You guys are the pride of my life. You're my joy. You've taken this adventure and this journey with me, and I'm so excited, and I want to thank you for trusting me to lead our family into the next and best chapters. And I want to thank all of you in the room, my colleagues, my friends, my supporters. Thank you for shoring me up. You are what make me great. You are what make me filled with joy to come to work every single day. And I look forward to rolling up my sleeves with all of the talented people in this room and advancing Seattle to continue to thrive and be the great city in the greatest nation, in the greatest country, in the greatest planet on earth. So let's do good things together. Thank you so much.